Hey folks, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade, and we are going to do a video today because we have been asked a lot about this. Can the ZT0350 be de-assisted? So this is the newest model, the ZT0350OLTS with Magna Cut blade, and I decided it was time to add one to my collection. And since we've been asked so much, figured we'd take this thing apart, put it back together, and see if it can be de-assisted. So I'm 99.9% sure that this can be, but just to make sure, we're going to do it ourselves. I've had some customers that said that it can, and one of the other reasons I think that it can is because when you go to close it, you look right here at the lock bar, and you will hear it click as it closes, which tells me, hang on, you saw that click right up in there. It tells me there's a detent hole and a detent ball, so should be able to be de-assisted. I am working behind the camera and I haven't taken one of these apart in a long time, so bear with me here as we try to do this. I'm going to start getting this pivot screw off. And I can't tell you taking this apart open or closed. I think I always took them apart closed. So, go. But I used to own the regular 0350 Tiger Stripe, and then a friend of mine really liked it when we were somewhere and ended up giving it to him. I never replaced it. So I figured, why not replace it with this badass one? And I'm excited to see what ZT's doing with this Magna Cut. So I think I've got all the screws undone here. I'm going to put some pressure on this and just use both hands, carefully open it up, and then just kind of work this off. Yep, all the screws are off here. So I pull this whole piece off. I pull the liner off. It's got the back spacer connected with it. And then from there, should be able to work all these screws off and pull my scale off. And you'll see behind here, here's your torsion bar, and it connects down here into your back spacer. So we're just going to pull this out. And then you'll notice they do put a lot of lube on these. These do run on phosphor bronze washers. So it's going to ride, it's definitely going to run different than, say, a lot of the bearing knives nowadays without the torsion bar in it. So should be able to just set it back on here. I'm going to work flat. I'm going to turn this around so hopefully I can see what the hell I'm doing. And if I remember correctly, I'm going to go ahead and get, I'm not looking at the camera, so hopefully I haven't gone out of range here, but I'm going to get the pivot screw tightened down just a hair. Definitely not tight. It's going to be just to where I start feeling a little resistance, and then I'm even going to back it off just a little. And then from here, this is going to be hard to do because normally I'm looking over top of it, but I just get this first screw lined up, this first screw hole. As long as you get that one, oh shoot. I'm gonna have to try and get my head in here without hitting the camera. Got it. So once that first screw is in that back spacer, you can just get it flush or close to flush. Should be able to pop the rest of these onto here. Make sure I got them all lined up. Give it a little squeeze. And we should be able to just tighten them up. So I'm just going to go not all the way tight. I can always come back and tighten everything up for sure once I'm done. see, I know this pivot is going to need some adjustment. Yep, I could hear it scraping. So go ahead and tighten that up till about flush, about centered. Might have to go back and check that with my own eyes. So that was a weak flip on my part. It takes some pressure to flip, but it is definitely a functioning liner lock. So it can 100% be de-assisted. And God, I think you get some decent oil in there on those phosphor bronze washers, this thing's gonna fly. So that answers the question. It can be de-assisted. So I hope that helps some of you that are thinking about that or have had discussions about that. It's very easy to put the torsion bar back in. It's pretty self-explanatory. And there's probably some videos out there. But anyway, that's it. It's the new ZT0350OLTS in Magna Cut. A little dirt on there. And they are in stock at usamadeblade.com. So we hope you'll go over and check one out. Thank you for watching.